He wouldn't give him a 2-point round. That's how all fantasy is, Oscar.
To be in pretty doggone good shape as well. In trouble.
Cowboy Bill Eaton. Butterbean.
Have a good bite. Step back. And the fourth member of our himself looking at the lights. These two are going to heat it up quickly, fellas. All right, Sean, thank you very much. And indeed, Butterbean says he will go at him, but this time a lot more cautiously. And Eaton coming out very confident in the early going.
Landed a couple of clean punches already. Eaton did.
Heard an awful lot of confident talk by Bill Eaton in that setup piece. He says in no way does he fear Butterbean.
In the very first fight, I saw that Butterbean outlanded actually about 92 to 78 punches, which that's the reason why they landed in a draw.
And you'll keep in mind, as Gil Clancy indicated, a 100-pound plus weight difference here. And Oscar, I found it interesting that Eaton says he was going to go after Butterbean's head, a much bigger target, but that time it was Eaton's head that was a big target as being connected.
Well, what I see now is that Eaton's being careful. He's trying to box him. He's actually trying to make Butterbean miss. Oh, he got caught with a good left hook there, but he's trying to make Butterbean miss because he knows that Butterbean is going to be very, very aggressive.
Butterbean just got nailed, putting his right foot forward, being way off balance and wide open.
Well, it looks like Bean is trying to employ some boxing technique as opposed to brawling.
Well, that's not what he told me in his secret meeting.
Secret indeed, huh? Well, there's no secret that the big fella certainly is not a stylist. A brawler indeed, as he caught some leather that time from Eaton, but smiled in return.
You know, Butterbean has a history of busting up now. If Eaton keeps landing that straight left hand, we may see some strange action in this ring.
Eaton resides in Kidder, Missouri, works at a Ford plant there, and everyone back in Kidder felt that he won the previous fight. Of course, it was a draw, and that everyone consists of 260 people in Kidder, Missouri, including the livestock.
I was going to say, what about the mule? You think he trains by letting a mule kick him on the chin?
To prepare for Butterbean, I think so.
Butterbean looks very sluggish to me right now. Wide open, pulling his head back. Yeah, he just doesn't seem like he's really at all.
Nice job, gentlemen.
Well, maybe one big punch can turn that all around, Oscar, but right now he just does not seem like he's not the Butterbean that he said he was going to be. That's for sure.
James, it doesn't matter how much you train for a southpaw fighter, they will always confuse you inside that ring.
Definitely causes problems.
Definitely.
You and Gil also talked about the size of this ring faith in Cowboy Bill Eaton.
Well, Eaton does not use his legs the way I think he should. He can use them a little bit more. Look at the power of that left foot. Moves Eaton back about 4 feet. But again,
the rematch is underway. Oscar night here at Foxwood Resort Casino just underway. Start of round 2. Cowboy Bill Eaton in the blue trunks and the Bean in the flag shorts.
An impressive 82 punches landed from Eaton, connected 28% actually, with the Bean throwing 37 punches and only 12 connected. Big difference.
he's really being bothered by that southpaw style. Eaton is moving mostly to his right as he's doing there and setting the Bean up with that straight left hand.
And Bean continues to block a lot of those punches by Bill Eaton with his face.
He's having difficulties with Eaton. What do you think Bean should do, Gil?
Well, what Bean should do, Oscar, is slide to his left. Slide to his left. Take himself out of the punching range, but he's letting Eaton see. Look where Eaton's right foot is. It'll be outside the Bean's left foot. That's why he hit that left hand in it away. Here he comes around again. Apparently they didn't prepare the Bean to fight a southpaw.
Bean caught him with a left hook and dropped him. And that was indeed a knockdown.
Well, it was a knockdown, but he wasn't hurt by the punch or anything.
Hey,
It was basically all balance. But that's a big, in a 4-round fight, that's a big round for the Bean. In my opinion, Eaton was out punching him in the first round, and he was doing it again in this round.
Eaton certainly looks to be in pretty doggone good shape as well. Oh, in trouble. Got to get away from the corner, and that Eaton did.
Again, you can just see Eaton just hogging on him, just sliding over to his right, and the Bean doesn't know where he is. See him coming over to his right? And Eaton now is starting to breathe a little heavy. So is the Bean.
Well, the Bean always breathes heavy. Bean caught him with the counter left. But Eaton tried to smile it off.
See, that was that mule kick punch. That's why it didn't hurt him.
Step back, one step back. Here we go.
The kick without the horseshoe. Bean missed with the right, but caught him with the shoulder.
Now here's a round that Butterbean scored a knockdown, but I would not give him a 2-point round for it because outside of the knockdown, I think he lost most of the round.
I agree with you, Gil. Eaton is winning this round, but he did score the knockdown from Bean, so I feel it's
During the rematch between Butterbean and Cowboy Bill Eaton, both men got started in boxing by way of local toughness contest. And Bean realizing that he's got to dominate in that they only fight 4 rounds, trying to get started aggressively here.
Now in the second round, Eaton again outlanded Butterbean 33 punches to Butterbean's 18. Very impressive.
Again, that's why just because Bean scored that flash knockdown, I certainly wouldn't give him a 2-point round. Look how all fantasy is after.
Eaton showing all kinds of heart while Bean is clowning around. Eaton is about the business of working.
Butterbean is trying to make Eaton fight his fight, though. Eaton should continue moving around using the ring. He doesn't have to stay inside with this big man.
Quite well taken, Bill.
Very impressive from both fighters. They are definitely earning their money tonight.
Well, Eaton said he was surprised that Butterbean gave him a rematch, and he wanted to take advantage of Butterbean as he thought he did in the first one.
That hurt a little bit with that right hand to the body that time. That 320 pounds or more punching record. I'm sure he put on 15 pounds since the weigh-in last night.
Bill and Oscar, that internet voting showed that most fans think that Butterbean is winning 6 of 10, 60% for Bean, 40% for Eaton, but certainly we're seeing a little different here.
Well, the knockdown had the fight close, actually, because when the fans watch a fight, they see a knockdown, and they will give that round to the person who had the opponent on the canvas. So this fight is a close fight. It's a very action-packed fight, and I just give the fighters both credit because they're just trying so hard, and they're making the fans enjoy themselves, and just they're having fun. They're having a great time, and they're in great shape, actually. They're giving a great performance.
Bean's shape. Went into the moving Christmas, and Eaton dropped again. Bean caught him.
The roundhouse left hook right on the chin. Buckled his legs, he went down. 6. He's hurt.
7, hey, you all right? Can you continue? Get your hands up.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Come on here. Come on
Eaton
out
says
here.
he's ready to go.
He got nailed with 2 good punches.
And walked into a left in the chin there. Square on the chin. All but over. Bean. Target practice. And now it's all over. Well, it took more than 1 mule punch from Bean. Several indeed to drop him.
Several mule kicks that he took, and very strong puncher from Bean. Very impressive.
I'm sure that Eaton said, my mule don't kick that hard.
They don't make mules that big in Kidder.
Take them out yourself. Pull that out.
But a game effort by Cowboy Bill Eaton.
He was doing the best he could. There he get that nail with that looping right hand. And there's a left hand.
He was setting himself up for a left hook right to the chin and came back with a right hand. Very impressive from Butterbean. Very impressive.
In hockey, they would call that a deke.